Malcolm Hunt was a big deal in the Hollywood scene, but he was almost non-existent in his son's life. Hence the reason why Jesse had been living with my family since his own mother died 4 years ago. Sometimes I wondered if Malcolm Hunt even knew his son never stayed in their huge mansion, but Zala probably covered for him. She was their housekeeper, but she doted on Jesse. I knew she had more so since Ethan's accident. I saw her at the hospital a few times with him. I'd never admit it, but I was jealous of Jesse. I wished Zala would hug me at times, or bring me food like she did with him. "Screw this shit. Do you want to leave?" He glanced around. The corners of his eyes were stretched tight, and his frown was a fully formed scowl now. The tie he had worn had been ripped out. I saw it peeking out of his pocket. "Go where?" "To get drunk." He jerked a shoulder up. "I don't care. We can go to the house. No one will be there." "What about Zala?" "Are you hungry?" I shook my head. "No." I didn't remember the last time I was hungry. No, I did. Before the accident. I wanted pizza when we went to Justin's party. Angie and I raided his family's kitchen and baked a homemade pizza. Lots of cheese. "Why'd you ask about my housekeeper then?" "I don't know." I was lying. I lied to everyone now. It was second nature, though I didn't know why I had started. "Let's go. Everyone took off." I glanced towards the basement. They were serving sandwiches and potato salad, but I wondered who was ever going to eat it. Jesse was right. The only people who lingered were the ones who went to this church. We didn't. Some of Ethan's classmates stayed, along with this football coach. As Jesse crossed the parking lot towards his black Ferrari, there was another group that congregated around the church's picnic tables. I saw their paper plates, and a part of me relaxed. At least someone stayed for the food. For some reason, that mattered. Ethan would have wanted people to enjoy a meal for him. "Hunt!" one of the guys called out. Jesse ignored them and gestured to the door. "Get in." As I did and reached for my seatbelt, they were still watching us. One girl had stood from the table and stared at me, looking sad. She had long blonde hair and was pretty, like a real-life doll. I asked, "Who are those guys?" "No one." "Who, Jesse?" I could tell they weren't no one. "Jeremy Benson. Stay away from him. He's bad news, Alex." Nothing more needed to be said. Benson and his friends were known for drugs, boozing, and getting arrested. I was glad that Jesse had ignored him now. He drove out of the parking lot and gunned the engine. Jesse had always been a speed demon, but it was worse since Ethan's death. However, no one said anything. Jesse Hunt got away with almost anything he wanted. His dad gave enough money to the local police department, and who else would step in to stop him? Maybe Ethan, but his best friend was dead now. My brother was dead now. What's wrong? I'd never get used to it. Ethan was supposed to be next to us. No, that wasn't right either. Ethan was supposed to be where I was sitting. I should have been in the back seat, and my brother would have been lecturing Jesse on the laws, how he needed to follow the set speed limit. Jesse would ignore him, but he'd grin and slow to a more reasonable pace. Then the two would laugh about something, curse at each other, and we'd head back to my home. Ethan never knew it, but sometimes Jesse and I touched hands. We never held each other's hands. Jesse had a girlfriend. But not anymore. I looked over at his clenched jaw. His knuckles gripped the wheel tight. I sighed. "Are you hoping to join him?" His foot let up immediately on the pedal. "Sorry." He shot me a rueful look. "I don't think sometimes."